2019, a small clinical study's results were published in Aging Cells. It is the first human trial to show it might be possible to reverse human biological age. Originally, the drug trial wasn't aimed at turning back the biological clock, but rather at reversing a different sign of aging, shrinking of the thymus. The thymus was successfully reversed, but also the drugs had the unexpected results of reversing biological age by 2.5 years and even bringing color back to gray hair in some participants. The authors of the study included Dr. Greg Fahy and Dr. Steve Horvath. Let's hear what the two authors have to say about the trial and the new evidence that they found.
A couple of years ago, Greg Fahy published a human clinical trial, a phase 1 study, which was a bit controversial among the aging researchers. Why? Because he had developed a cocktail of human growth hormone, metformin, DHEA, and vitamin D, and administered it to these individuals and observed epigenetic rejuvenation.
When I first ran the statistical analysis on my computer, I was really blown away. I couldn't believe my eyes. This cocktail even seems to reverse aging. There was one gentleman whose hair was entirely gray, and after the treatment, it was darker again. There was repigmentation. If we are really lucky, maybe this treatment, this cocktail, really has a holistic effect. It affects many organs of your body. But first, this treatment has to be carefully evaluated and replicated.
We started the TRIIM trial at Stanford University. Most of you know about this. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but the objective was to regrow the thymus using a combination of growth hormone, DHEA, and metformin. This was done on 9 healthy men who were treated 4 times a week in order to stimulate regrowth of the thymus. And we published the results in Aging Cell, and it's available online. Some of the things we did not expect to see were hair darkening in 3 out of the 9 volunteers in the study. We were only able to document it in this one case, but 2 other people reported this to us. And an apparent improvement in kidney function, at least the kidney filtration rate, estimated GFR, going up statistically significantly by 9 and 12 months, and then continuing on, apparently perhaps after the treatment ended at 365 days. And the other results of the trial, which caught a lot of attention, happened to be aging clock results. Steve Horvath did these results for us, so I believe them. He started off looking at the DNA methylation Horvath clock, and to his surprise, it seemed to indicate that aging was going in reverse. And so he double-checked this using the Levine clock, the Hannum clock, and the Grimm age clock, and they all showed basically the same trends, although the details were slightly different. If you look at the average of all of these clocks, you see after about 9 months, we went back about a year, and after 12 months, we went back about 2.5 years. And that effect persisted somewhat even at 18 months. And so to put that in context, with normal aging, you get a year biologically older. If you could achieve something called longevity escape velocity, you'd maintain your biological age for that 1 year of time. And we actually reversed the aging that took place during the trial, and then went back another 1.5 years. So this was something novel and something interesting and intriguing, which of course we'd like to know more about. But here's some new evidence that you haven't seen before. So Steve Horvath decided to go back and retrospectively look at the TRIIM data using a different measure of aging. So we looked at the pheno-age clock, epigenetic aging clock before, but that requires that you take DNA samples and that you measure methylation sites and that you wait until the end of the trial. And so you don't get results during the trial itself, but there is a component to the pheno-age clock which relies only on testing things that are available in plasma or blood. Some of the white cell populations are red cell populations in the blood. And so Steve went back and recalculated this plasma aspect of pheno-age for guys in the TRIIM trial, and found that on average, just as we found with the epigenetic clocks, time going back by 2.5 years, in the pheno-age plasma clock, time went back by 2.5 years as well. And one of the things that I haven't mentioned before is that we've presented our mean results, but of course some people do better than the mean. So the best epigenetic aging reversals were up to 4 to 10 years, and the best plasma pheno-age reversals were up to 9 to 11 years.
It's my dream that people get an annual measurement of their methylation. And then the doctor would say, you know what, you age a little bit too fast. Why don't you take this anti-aging treatment? I am quite convinced that people live till 150. The question is only when.